Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. I've been for a walk.
Been for a walk?
Yeah, in the rain.
In the rain.
Found some records and underwear and socks.
Oh, that's good. And what record did you buy?
I got nothing outstanding. I got records that I already had. A record by a band called Carmen. Their first album, Fandangos in Space, which is a great, fantastic record, which I'm giving away. And also a Fairport Convention record that also has League and Leaf, if I pronounce it correctly. And a record by a folk band from England called The Pentangle. The record's called Cruel Sister from 1970. I had that too. But, you know, it's my thing to go for a walk.
So how many records did you buy already on tour?
I haven't counted it up, but I did buy. We played in a quite obscure German town yesterday called Wuppertal, in a beautiful venue, and found a record store there, of course. And I picked up a pile like this. So maybe all in all on this tour, maybe a pile like this.
Still okay.
Still okay.
Still okay.
Respectable amount.
Respectable. Well, you've released many albums over the years. Your last one is called Pale Communion. It's been released last year. Mm-hmm. But I think what really important was for you was the recording of Heritage. How do you look back on that time before you wrote the songs for Heritage? Was it a hard time for Opeth? Was it easy to go into a new direction, or?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't really a hard time for the band. I don't think. You know, we were in a good spot. We had a pretty solid lineup. I mean, Per, who played keyboard on the record, was in the band and he left during the recording, you could say. So, but we were still in a pretty good spot. But I was struggling a little bit to find a direction for what was going to become Heritage, because I wrote songs thinking along the same lines as I always thought, you know, like that we're a death metal band. In the foundation of this band is death metal. So I wrote music, you know, similar to what we had done on the Watershed record. And it wasn't bad, I just didn't feel it, you know. I felt that I was done.
Was it during touring Watershed that you got this feeling?
I think that's been in me for quite some time, actually. I've just been stuck in the death metal swamp. Like I still like death metal, and you know, it's not like I don't appreciate what we've done, mm-hmm. the previous records, but I just you know, I was doing when I was writing for what was going to become Heritage. I was writing music just for the sake of writing. Like I didn't really know. I didn't pay too much attention to why I was doing things. I just wrote stuff because we were going to do a record.
And was there one turning point that made you shift? One thing that really.
Yes, I wrote a couple of tracks, 2 or 3 tracks, decent stuff, and I felt like, you know, I'm not there, but you know, like maybe it's something to build on. And I played it to Martin Méndez, our bass player, and he, you know, if you know Martin Méndez, he doesn't speak much, but when he says something, you listen. And I played him what I had, and he said, "This is not right. Something is not right with this music. It's not what you should do. It's not what we should do." And I was like, relieved. You know, I've been because I hadn't been listening to death metal. There was no death metal in my own creativity or musicality left. That's been gone for a long time. I wasn't consuming music like that anymore. I wasn't buying music like that. I wasn't listening to music like that anymore. Ultimately, it didn't inspire me anymore. And I've been meaning to go elsewhere, I think, subconsciously for a longer time than what has been shown on the records. So that was a relief to me. So I started writing. I deleted everything, literally. Like hit delete and it was gone. And started from scratch and wrote a song called The Lines in My Hand, which is completely the opposite to what I was doing. It's something completely new for us. And called Martin Méndez up again, asked him to come over and played him that song, and he just went, whoa. And that's when, that was me. That was something, music I could relate to.
Can you tell then, maybe then, I don't know if it's true, but Watershed, was it, is it you, the song?
Yeah,
from
definitely, yeah, it is. Yeah, no, that was the last, that was like the last little inspiration that I had for that style of music. Couldn't go further, I think that was the ultimate Opeth record in that style. Yeah. And after that it was a void. And we had to find something new.
And in hindsight, because sometimes people say that Heritage, Pale Communion is more focused, more the way that you are Opeth is right now. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts then on Heritage? Was it a starting point, or did you find your sound, your new way immediately, or?
Yeah, it's. I absolutely love that album. It had got a lot of flack from fans. I remember when we toured for that album, we played a lot of new songs, and the album wasn't out when we started touring. We were touring before the album was released, and the crowd just went, "What's this?" A bit shocked, but. It really helped us as a band. With that record, we just came together as musicians, I think, more than any other records. But the criticism that it got. A lot of it I agree with. People say it's unfocused. People say it's all over the place, and schizophrenic, and those are the kind things that people said about that record, which I agree with. But so is my taste in music, yeah. And so is Opeth ultimately, I think.
And was it once you started writing for Pale Communion? Was it easier than the writing for Heritage?
It was fairly easy, I would say. I had some type of an idea for Pale Communion. To get back to melodies, which is something I always loved. Heritage is still a melodic record, but I wanted some type of emotional outpour in music with Pale Communion, really strong melodies. And for once, I managed to have that mindset throughout the entire writing period.
Was it harder before to have that outset?
Yeah, I always had an idea for a record, but then it just becomes something else. But this time I stuck to that idea, and
which just the idea of vocal melodies.
Of melodies, yeah.
And how did you stay focused?
Well, I didn't do anything in particular to stay on that track. I just wrote music with that, having that in mind, strong. I wanted to push my vocals. To push my vocals to next level, so to speak, and I wanted the vocal to carry most of the melodies. I don't want to use the word streamline, that I wanted it to be easy to sing along to or anything like that. But ultimately, it became a more streamlined record than Heritage and some of the other ones too.
And did it influence your songwriting once you decided to focus more on melodies?
Yeah, it did. I always loved melodies. I'm a melody buff, so to speak. So that helped. It was an easy focus to maintain.
And how did it change your songwriting for this album?
I think I was kept it a bit more simple. More focus, like I said, on vocal melodies and stuff like that than before. In the past, I've been writing stuff without thinking in terms really of melody. You know, if there's a melody in there, you know, I haven't been thinking much at all. But I deliberately wanted to push my vocals, the clean vocals, for this record. I guess in a way I wanted, you know, like, not saying that's how it is, but I wanted to have a really strong vocal performance on this record to shut up people who are complaining about the lack of death metal vocals. I wanted them to think, okay, the screams are not there, but the singing is great.